I want to talk about decentralized systems as always and how we help them in their journey of decentralization. Symbiotic launched as a restaking, like as a shared security protocol with the smaller primitive of restaking at its core, and we've been quite successful with that. We've so far launched 14 networks with 45 more coming online. Every primitive there is, starting from bridges, oracles, ZK coprocessors, fast finality gadgets, pre-confirmations, everything there is in the decentralized industry will launch or about to launch. All of these protocols, some of them would be impossible without restaking. Some of them will be really, really inefficient and hard to launch. And some of them used restaking to bootstrap their starting strategy. The value proposition here is really simple. Like, you start faster. You start with the amount of economic security that will let you actually test your traction, not holding you back, not like making people think twice before they deposit their funds into your the central network or trust your oracles or like any other security assumption that they're on board when they trust you. Yeah, so like without restaking, it would be impossible to do in the time frames that we were able to do that. So like weeks and months versus like years. Symbiotic was designed from the ground up to be as flexible as possible. We learned the lessons from Polkadot, Cosmos, and like Eigenlayer and every like primitive that came before us. And we identified that the most troubling part, like the most problematic part about shared security so far, was that it wasn't flexible enough. You still needed to develop a lot of additional software, or even adapt your consensus model or like your quorum models to accommodate design that was rigid. So it kind of defeats defeated the purpose, right? Like if you need to develop a lot, if you need to like adapt or even like worsen your value proposition, it doesn't make any sense for people to use that. So for Symbiotic, we decided like to build a system that's really flexible, which was kind of hard. We started research in 2023, and throughout this journey, we sometimes thought it was impossible because, again, like how do you build a system that's permissionless at its core? So like no multi-sig to change stuff, no like levers when you can like just change the modes of work and change the actual algorithms of working on the fly. Everything is like there, like the factories, the vaults, everything is deployed in a permissionless manner. We can't actually stop it or like change it, like if we want to. So yeah, it took a lot of time to create a flexible yet permissionless system. And throughout this journey, we tried to expand the definition of like what restaking and shared security actually is. We did thousands of customer development interviews. We successfully launched the first core version like in early 2025, and now it's time to expand. We've been working on this for the last 6 months. So the basic concept stays the same. The network, you have the network, you have operators operating it, so like the same system as we have in DPoS. However, the applications that we received for the protocols are actually like surprised us in a lot of ways. And to complement that from the narrative perspective, we're expanding it. So it's not about shared security anymore. It's not only about restaking anymore. You can actually do with like the system, the flexible system and modular system that we designed. People can actually do a lot more, and builders can actually utilize it in the ways that we're like was hoping for when we started, but like we were really excited to see coming close to fruition. So the overall structure is the same. For listeners at home, You have operators, you have vaults, and you have networks. That's like the simplified version of what we do. Operators actually launch the software that is decentralized and needs the coordination. Vault provides stake and allocates and delegates the stake to operators for their economic security. And networks decide who they want to be operating their network and with what conditions. The new core that's the new primitives that we see coming online. Some of them are like maybe a few weeks away. Some of them are actually really here. We expand the narrative to universal staking because that's what it is. We have pure POS staking, so no restaking, no outside tokens. People are really excited about using our core for that thing that it was designed for. Just launching faster, having a really big and flexible and modular framework for them to use for generalized pure staking. The next case that was kind of in the air, restaking is basically insurance. So you have this capital lying around. It's designed to safeguard you against the eventuality that might never come, and the probability of this insurance incident coming should be really low. Otherwise, you'll have high yields. The same capital is reused for multiple eventualities because if insurance companies had to stake or deposit or have reserves for every insurance incident ever possible, that would not be feasible for this business to exist. Uncollateralized lending is the same, but with more security assumptions. We have a few protocols launching in May, I think. With that, DeFi staking, so no operators at all. I'm gonna be going through better to go through here. So the same overall structure is the same, right? The core is the same. You just don't use the every module there is. Network is just there is one network. There might be multiple vaults, there might be multiple operators, but you're still using the core that is battle tested and launched dozens of networks right now. Insurance is the same, but you don't have networks. You still have operators. Operators in this regard might be the agents that provide or the insurance companies that are underwriting the debt. And insurance, the network is might be a tranche that has some predetermined conditions and just the logic of who can slash and who can operate this stake. Uncollateralized lending is the same. You connect yourself to multiple tranches, and if they gets yield, and in unlikely if you're score properly scenario of actual slashing where the funds are distributed, you get slashed. DeFi staking, same basic structure. And here the interesting part comes in. We have burners and a lot of other contracts, resolvers, and price oracle services already available for POS and already available for restaking. So they can be one-to-one utilized for DeFi staking. Same risk profiles, maybe no slashing. If the slashing is, the contract can just not destroy funds, but can redistribute them. Yeah, this is another part that people are really excited about. If I'm using the Symbiotic for not restaking and not shared security, but POS, how do I need to write my own governance, or can I use off-the-shelf components as well? Yeah, that's the power of restaking, because you can use it for staking, use it for governance, and then use it for other activities, say order flow, fast finality, bridging, and everything else on top of it. You have the infrastructure available from day one. Yeah. And I left the last for the juiciest part for the last slides. We were thinking about the problems for general networks, say L2s, oracles, liquidity managers and like DEXs, everything else. And we identified that the part that's not covered the most is like fractured liquidity. That's why we deployed Symbiotic initially only on Ethereum, because that was the best, and it still is, in my view, the best liquidity layer there is. So we deployed it there, and we're kind of hesitant deploying the core contracts on any other chains, because like, why would you do that? Like, you can transport your assets to Ethereum, you're gonna be fine, or you can like use like other bridging primitives. But like the last 6 months, we were doing a lot of research on how do we actually can make this a feature, not a bug. Yeah, and like the problem that we got everywhere on that is verifiability. If you have stake on multiple sources, if you want to use liquidity from like any blockchain that there is, the problem is that like you can't verify it in any you can't settle in any predictable manner. You need to use proof of authority nodes. You need to be like onboard a lot of assumptions, and consensus is of the network. It's kind of the important part. Like you don't want to like play around with security assumptions too much. So yeah, now we are working, and we'll be releasing the most exciting part about our expansion. It's basically every network coming to Symbiotic will be verifiable on any blockchain. That's the goal. What verifiability will unlock is provable settlement and provable stake available and liquidity available on any blockchain anywhere. So every bridge that launches on Symbiotic will have native settlement on any blockchain. Any attestation network will have multi-settlement support, fast finality interop. Like, what that means is that like everything that launches using us on any network or on any chain immediately will be connected to everything else. So L1 chains are not going to be siloed anymore. They will have what amounts to a native bridge immediately. Bridges that are using like intense everything that's built on top will have like the settlement layer to do transactions in a way that's verifiable on every chain. Don't have to deploy there for that, but like that's going to be a native support. Again, with our mission just ever expanding, the next wave for protocols, we don't have like blind spots anymore. Like now you can actually launch anything with us. And yeah, super excited that